Namaste programs, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and the Rove through the Carpathians journey bush trip continues with leg 2 from Žilina to Poprad Tatry Airport. I don't think these are the towns, but we're going there anyway. Alright programs, let's go. This plane's not going to fly itself, if only. Well, it probably has. Well, I don't know actually, it's got an older analog style cockpit dashboard. Maybe it doesn't have autopilot. I'm not going to see if we can find out, because there's a bush trip. We do it ourselves. Let's try and get a bit more speed today before we take off, because yesterday we nearly plummeted back to Earth. So 60's not really enough. I did look at what plane it was, but I've already forgotten. We're getting shuddering through the controller right now. Alright, 70 degrees for 142, let's go. Again, we just sort of suddenly drop with such a strange plane. It's like it's way too heavy. Rikov Reservoir, take to the sky and follow the course of the Var River to Rikov Reservoir, an important reservoir that formed after the completion of the Rikov Dam in 1962. Sweet. Here we are. Rikov Reservoir, right next to Horny Rikov. Which, you know, if Rikov's feeling a bit frisky, good on him, I guess. The brisk mountain air, I suppose. Here we go. 126 for 6 minutes and a 5 of the seconds. On our way to Rituki. Turn onto a southeast heading over the Rikov Reservoir and continue following the Var River. The river flows through the Malafatra range of the Carpathians here, past the village of Strekno where the Varinka stream meets the Var. Strekno is renowned for World War II battles where members of the Slovak resistance waged intense mountain warfare tactics against the German army. Past the Domasinski meander, a 180-degree turn in the Var River, and then continue to the town of Vrutki, which gained prominence upon the completion of Košice-Bohumín railway in 1870. The railway was a major engineering feat due to the difficulties imposed by the mountainous terrain of the Carpathians. Welcome to Vrutki. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Like all of these things, but we're gonna plow on regardless. 93 degrees for 8 minutes. Ruzomberok. Just heading to the north into an east-southeast heading at Vrutki. The path of the Var enters the Loptov Basin along this stretch, which is surrounded by the Carpathian ranges of the Low Tatras, the Greater Fatra, and the Chok Mountains. Again, a visual on the town of Ruzomberok, where the Revuka River meets the Var. And this is Ruzomberok. It looks beautiful with the river, with the mountains, beautiful valley. There's a big lake over there. I think I've said this before, but why do mountains and rivers, why are they so aesthetically pleasing? To me at least, and I assume other people as well, because this is where most people live in the world, you know, aesthetically pleasing places. Must have evolved to find it aesthetically pleasing because that's where fresh water will be. You know, it's just strange. It's not strange, it's just like, how did that evolve? You know, I look at mountains and rivers and lakes and the sea and I'm just like, yes, calm. I am home, you know? Alright, well we should be turning fairly soon. We've done over 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes. We're well and truly over Razumberok. And we're waiting for the purple arrow. Thank you, purple arrow. 75 degrees and 4 minutes 10 seconds. Liptovska Mara. Continue along the Var to Liptovska Mara, Slovakia's second largest reservoir. It was formed in 1975 with the construction of the reservoir's dam for flood control and hydroelectricity generation. What a spectacular view. I mean, come on, look at this. Planet Earth, mate, as rendered by a piece of software. It's just, muy macho. Chef's kiss. 352 for 550. On our way to where? Orava River. Break away from the course of the Var River at Liptovska Mara and set a due north heading. This part of the Carpathians is known as the Beskids and comprises a number of sub-ranges. Pass over the Orava River, a major tributary to the Var, at the village of Kriva, which lies along motorway 59. Right, we've arrived and I didn't even notice. We now want 19 degrees for 3 minutes 40. I didn't see a river. Where's this river? Oh, there it is there. There it is. Okay, I see it. Orava Reservoir. Continue following the Orava River to the Orava Reservoir, to the largest lake in Slovakia. The reservoir is surrounded by lands of Horna Orava Protected Landscape Area, which comprises large sweeps of fir, beech and spruce forest. Sub-ranges of the Carpathians in this area include Orava Magura, Podbeskidzka, Vrishovina and Oravske Beskidi. And goddamn, the scenery just gets better and better. Giant lake, beautiful snow-covered mountains. And suddenly we're turning back around. 137 to 517. We're off to Osobita. Turn onto a southeast heading over Orava Reservoir. Begin gaining altitude. Well, you haven't said that once, and yet I've had to go over some mountains. Come on. And pass directly over the town of Tristena. Continue on course to the Tatra Mountains, commonly called the Tatras. Sight the mountain called Osobita in the distance. The name translates to the Lonely One. It is very distinctive as it stands above the surrounding terrain. Here we are. This is actually Osobita to our right. Very lonely mountain. I tried to get the plane to climb, but it doesn't like climbing. It really doesn't. I'm just not gelling with this plane. It doesn't quite seem to do what I would expect it to do. You know, if I put it at like 130 knots and level flight, I should be able to trim it to stay on that. But no matter what I do, it either, well, it just plummets every time. I can't find a trim that actually works. But anyway, it's probably user error, almost certainly. 181 for 158. We want to go to Banikov, but first let's see what's on this what's going on here. Little sneaky meadow up here on the top of the mountain. I thought there might be like a thing there, but there's nothing. Banikov, 181, 158. Turn on a course just west of due south and gain a visual on a large ridge of peaks. The ridge is called Rohase and is part of the Western Tatra Mountains. The mountains are rugged with prominent ridgelines and peaks, and many mountaineers consider this to be the most beautiful portion of the Carpathians. I might agree with them. The highest of the Rohase peaks is Banikov, which stands at 7,146 feet above sea level. I think I'm going to have trouble getting over that. We'll see. Well, that was an effort, but we've actually managed, it's registered, we're near Banikov enough. Let's turn to 90 degrees, 243, try and get over this ridge here perhaps. I think we're just high enough. We're headed to Baistra. Over the summit of Banikov, turn onto a nearly due east course and fly among the highest peaks of Western Tatra Mountains. Gain a visual on Baistra, the highest mountain in the Western Tatras. Located just south of Slovakia's border with Poland, Baistra stands 7,375 feet above sea level. Good luck to us. Good luck to everybody. Oh, we've actually moved on to the next one, but unfortunately the mountain is in the road, so we need 98 degrees for 319, but we're not heading that way just yet. We're going to Krivan, just heading slightly to the south over the summit of Bistra and pass into the High Tatra Mountains. High Tatra Mountains, also called the High Tatras, are the highest portion of the Carpathians and the highest mountains in Slovakia. This section of the Carpathians is also the only one that comprises an alpine bioregion. With 29 peaks that rise above 2,500 meters, 8,202 feet, the High Tatras was the first region in all of Europe to be recognized with a transnational park, the Tatra National Park, which straddles Slovakia and Poland. Krivan is one of the area's standout peaks. Pyramidal in form, the 8,186-foot high mountain is renowned as one of the most beautiful peaks in Slovakia. Alright, that was Krivan over on the right there. We now want 83 degrees for 2 minutes 44. And we're off to the Jelachovsky Stit, which is straight ahead of me actually according to Google, but we'll, you know, I think I'm going to have to try and go down this valley and hope that there's a path through. Turn into a due east heading over the summit of Krivan and sight Jelachovsky Stit, the highest mountain in the High Tatras, the Carpathians and Slovakia at 8,709 feet above sea level. Flying over the summit of Jelachovsky Stit grants one of the greatest mountain vistas in the world, with dramatic peaks extending in all directions, assuming you're in a plane that can actually do this kind of altitude, which this one doesn't seem able to. But we shall try. Let's go. Alright, I'm taking a bit of a risk here. The next turn is 136, which is over to the right. We're certainly not going to quite make it over this peak here, but it looks like there's a little channel to the right here. And if we have to, we can pull over and down into the valley over there. But we'll try and go around this mountain, which I don't think is Jurlachovsky Stit. Chopstick? Jurlachovsky Stit? I think it's that next one there. But we're certainly not making it to that, and I don't think we're making it over. So I'm pulling the pin on this segment. And we're going to turn right and fly down to the valley. If the purple arrow joins us, great. If it doesn't, well, that could be an issue for the bush trip going forward. I have to go back to just doing it manually and not relying on our Lord and Saviour of the purple arrow. So anyway, 136 is the next turn. For 3 minutes 34, Tatry. Turn on a southeast heading and gain a visual on Poprad Tatry Airport. Descend in altitude and land at the airport. Well, I can tell you this much, this plane loves descending. That was a beautiful and fast descent. Ascending, not so much. It ain't its thing. That ain't its thing in the slightest. But here we are, getting ready to land here at Poprad Tatry Airport, which I looked up. It doesn't seem to be a town called Tatry nearby. No, I can't really see it, but Poprad's right in front of us, so welcome to Poprad. Still in Slovakia, apparently. So that's cool. We did manage to tick off the purple arrow, or not tick it off in the sense of it's angry, as in it moved on. So that probably means, because there's no way of, it's an analog dashboard. I don't think there's any way of changing the flight plan if the purple arrow messes up. And we need it. It is our crutch. Well, we don't need it. I didn't use it for many, many bush trips. It's just become too easy to use it now. Well, you know, I'm here for the sightseeing. I'm not here for the hardcore Dark Souls version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Although that leg certainly was that. Trying to keep the plane in the air and climbing wasn't easy. We did it in the end. And now we land. Beautiful. Gigantic runway they've got here. I wonder why. Must be an international airport for this to be this long. This is for the big fellas, the big planes. Will it register? Yes, it will. Leg 2 of the whatever it is, Carpathians bush trip journey Slovakia, whatever. Done in the book. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Au revoir. Goodbye.